Hi y'all. I started out trying to talk you through these recipes in the video, and then my children were screaming and crying in the background, so I decided that would not work. So voiceover it is. We are going to start by putting 2 pounds of ground meat into a large pot to start browning it. Next, we're going to dice up our vegetables. I've got 4 carrots, 1 onion, and 1 bell pepper. We're just gonna chop all those up so that we can put them in whenever it's time. It has been very interesting filming these cook with me's just because I don't have recipes. I just make stuff up and it usually turns out okay. So I've kind of had to make recipes and try to follow those, and then if I need to, while I'm making it, I find a modification that I didn't intend. I have to go back and add those into my blog post recipes. So yeah, it's very interesting making recipes for things that you've never had recipes before. Now I'm just mincing up some garlic. I got 8 cloves. The number of cloves you're gonna do is gonna depend on the size of your cloves. If you got a bunch of really small cloves, you're obviously gonna wanna do more, but these are 8 pretty decent sized cloves. Now I'm just cutting up some scallion. This is mostly just a garnish. You don't have to do it if you don't like scallions or if you don't really care to garnish your dish. I'm obviously gonna take some pictures for my blog and Instagram, so that's part of why I'm doing it. All right, our meat is done, so I'm gonna take it out and put it into a separate bowl. And then back into our pot, I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of olive oil and our carrots. I add the carrots first just to kind of start softening them up a little bit. I don't really like crispy carrots in my stir fry. If you do, you definitely can skip this step. I'm going to cook them for about 5 minutes on medium heat, and then we'll add the other vegetables. All right, I did want to show you this. Here I'm just saving my carrot scraps and my onion skins. If I'm using celery and the celery tops are in decent shape, I will save those as well. And I use these to make vegetable stock. I do not put pepper pieces in it just because I don't love the flavor that it gives the vegetable stock. But anyways, that's a little thing that I do. I'll just keep that in the freezer until I have enough saved up, and then I'll make a batch of vegetable stock. All right, you just saw me start the base for this dish. Here I'm using rice cauliflower. You can just use regular rice or quinoa if you want, or you can eat it by itself. I've also done this lo mein style with noodles. It's a pretty versatile dish, so you can use whatever base you'd like. All right, after the carrots have cooked for about 5 minutes, I add in the onions, the bell peppers, and the frozen peas and frozen broccoli. And then I'm just mixing this really well and covering it so it steams and starts cooking those vegetables down. After about 10 minutes of cooking my vegetables, I open it and give it a good stir. And then I'm gonna add in my minced garlic, 1 tablespoon of ground ginger, and 1/2 cup of soy sauce. And then I'm gonna stir everything together again and cook over medium to low heat until the broccoli is tender. After that, I'm going to add back in the browned ground beef and the 2 tablespoons of sesame oil, as well as salt and pepper. You really want to wait to add the salt and pepper until after the soy sauce has had time to kind of cook into the vegetables, since soy sauce is naturally salty. After I've added in the remaining ingredients, then I will give it a good stir, cover it back up, and cook it on medium to low heat for about 1 minute, just to kind of let the flavors marry. Now we are going to make my hidden veggie mini meatloaves. My husband, who does not like meatloaves, loves these things. And my oldest child, he would eat all of his meatloaf really fast, ask for more, without eating anything else that was on his plate. So we had to bribe him with meatloaf to get him to eat his vegetables on the first night that we had this, which is not normal. I'm gonna start out by adding all of the ingredients that don't require any processing to a large mixing bowl. This includes 2 pounds of ground meat, a tablespoon of salt, a tablespoon of pepper, 2 tablespoons of ketchup and mustard, 1/4 cup of dried parsley, half a cup of almond flour, and 2 eggs. Next, we are going to rough chop half a pound of slightly frozen bacon. It just comes together a little bit better in the food processor if it's slightly frozen, so that's why it says that. Once it's rough chopped, we'll just throw it straight into the food processor and pulse it until it's about the same consistency as the ground beef, and then we'll just add it to the mixing bowl with the ground beef. Now for the hidden veggies. Here we are going to rough chop 1 onion, 1 bell pepper, 2 large carrots, and 5 mushrooms. Here I am using pre-cut mushrooms because that is all my grocery store had, so I'm just estimating how many 5 mushrooms would be. All of that is going to go into the food processor with 4 cloves of garlic, and then you're going to pulse it until it is finely minced. Now we're just going to mix all of the ingredients together until well combined. Once everything is combined, you're going to divide the meat mixture into 24 pre-greased cupcake tins, and then you're going to put it in the oven and bake it at 350 for about 20 minutes. While we're waiting for the meatloaves to bake, we're gonna go ahead and make the meatloaf topping sauce. And I just use 50% ketchup, 50% Barbecue sauce. Here I'm just using Sweet Baby Ray's because that's what we have in our refrigerator. About 3/4 a cup of each is about perfect. After the mini meatloaves have baked for 20 minutes, you're going to take the pans out, put 1 tablespoon of sauce on top of each mini meatloaf, and then put the pans back in the oven to bake for about another 10 minutes. Now we're going to make turkey stew. I actually tried to record a video of me making the turkey that is going in this stew, but I was having storage space issues on my phone. Apparently deleted videos still take up space. Didn't realize that. So it didn't let me record the whole thing, and I ended up just trashing it anyways. But we are going to start by cutting up a bunch of vegetables. I have 1 stalk of celery, 1 butternut squash, 2 onions, 8 carrots, and then I'm also going to add 1/4 cup of parsley and 1 head of garlic. Now I'm going to rough chop about 6 cups of turkey. It'll shred in the stew, but I am chopping it because I don't want those shreds of meat to be really long. Now I'm adding bone broth. This is actually homemade bone broth from the turkey that I baked not too long ago. I'm going to use about 8 cups of bone broth, and then I'll just freeze whatever's left over. The big chunks of stuff that you see me picking off the top is just fat. I'm not going to waste it. It's going to be put back into the freezer to be used at a later time, but I'm not going to use it in this stew. And then I'm also going to add in 4 cups of water. I forgot to record it, but I did add salt and pepper to taste. And then I just cooked it until all the veggies were soft. And then to make it a little bit thicker like a stew, I just added a cornstarch slurry. This is 2 tablespoons of cornstarch and about 4 tablespoons of water. And then you just cook it until it thickens, and you're good to go. That is it. I hope you guys got some good meal ideas. All of the recipes can be found at wherestronglove grows.com and are linked down in the description. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.